your social science geography class, chapter 3, climate, soil, natural vegetation and animals of Karnataka. The main learning objectives of this chapter is climate, climatic seasons, soils of Karnataka, natural vegetation, distribution of forest and animal resources. So children, now we will know about the climate. Climate, children, is the long term pattern of weather in an area typically averaged over a period of 30 years. More rigorously, it is the mean and variability of meteorological variables over a time spanning from months to millions of years. Some of the meteorological variables that are commonly measured are temperature, humidity, atmospheric pressure, wind, and precipitation. In broader sense, climate is the state of the components of the climate system, which includes the oceans, land, and ice on Earth. The climate of a location is affected by its latitudes and longitudes, uh, terrain, and altitude, as well as nearby the water bodies and their currents. Children, climates can be classified according to the average and the typical ranges of different variables, most commonly temperature and precipitation. The most commonly used classification scheme was the Köppen climate classification. So, now we will move on to what do we mean by the definition of a climate. Climate, children, is derived from the Greek word that is kilma, meaning inclination. It is commonly defined as the weather averaged over a long period. The standard averaging period is 30 years. So, but other periods may be depending on the purpose. Climate also includes statistics other than average, such as the magnitudes of day to day or year to year variation. So, according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change 2001, the glossary definition of a climate is: climate, in a narrow sense, is usually defined as an average weather, or more rigorously as the statistical description in terms of the means and variability of relevant quantities over a period ranging from months to thousands or millions years. The classical periods is 30 years as defined by the World Meteorological Organization. These quantities are often surface variables such as temperature, precipitation, and wind. Climate is, in a wider sense, is the state including a statistical description of a climate system. So, here the climate means the usual conditions of the temperature, humidity, atmospheric pressure, wind, rainfall, and other meteorological elements in an area of the Earth's surface. For a long time, in a simple term, simple term, climate is the average condition of about 30 years. Climate and weather are different. Now let us move on to what do we mean by tropical monsoon. So, the tropical monsoon climate. The tropical monsoon climate experiences the abundant rainfall like that of the tropical rainforest climate, but it is concentrated in the high sun season, being located near the equator. The tropical monsoon climate experiences the warm temperature throughout the year. Now we will move on to the location. The monsoon climate beyond the equatorial region between 10 degrees and 25 degrees and north and south of the equator. The countries of the are along the coastal regions of southwest India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, southwestern Africa, French Guyana, and the northeast and southeast Brazil. Now we had to know about the climate and rainfall. Sorry, children. Karnataka has a tropical monsoon climate. The main characteristics of the climate are hot and moist summers and cool and dry winters, but there is diversity in the climate of the state. The main reason for the diversity are the influence of geographical locations, oceans, physical features, vegetation, and monsoons winds. Hence, the annual temperature and distribution of rain are not same over the all over the state. Now let us move on to the climatic seasons. In Karnataka, the climate is being divided into four seasons. The winter season, that is from January to February, summer season from March to May, monsoon season May to September, post monsoon season October to November. The post monsoon or the period of retreating and winter seasons are generally pleasant over the entire state. The summer months are hot, dry, and generally uncomfortable. The southwest monsoon accounts only about for almost 80% of the rainfall that the state receives. The annual rainfall across the state ranges from low 50 centimeters to the copious 350 centimeters. The districts of Bijapur, Raichur, Bellary and southern half of Gulbarga experiences the lowest rainfall ranging 50 to 60 centimeters, while the west coastal regions of Malenadu enjoy the highest rainfall, children. Now we have to see how is it caused. Now we will move on to the summer season. See, during this season, it is very hot, dry, and sultry. After March, the temperatures rises uniformly all over the state and reaches the maximum during the April and May. Raichuru has recorded the highest temperature of 45.6 degrees Celsius and it is the hottest place in Karnataka. The temperature is even high in other districts of northern Maidan. In general, the whole Karnataka experiences the hot climatic conditions during at this time. The humidity is lower in the northern Maidan than in the southern Maidan. In summer, due to the great evaporation, rain bearing clouds are produced and they bring conventional rainfall along the lightning and thunder. The hailstones also falls during in some places. This generally takes place in a short time during the afternoon. So, since these showers enable the flowering of coffee plants, they are called as cherry blossoms, and since they help the mango crop, they are also called as mango showers. So, during the summer season, Karnataka receives 7% of rainfall during this season. So, the intense, we can see children here, the intense heating of the land mass, oceans take longer to warm, and this generates the pressure which differences leading to the southwest winds. So during the winter season, the land cools rapidly or rapidly ocean retains the warmth. You can see it retains the warmth pressure changes is reversed and winds move towards the northeast. So, when we see summer season, a hot weather season, it extends from March to May. Vertical rays and rays shift towards the northern hemisphere, and the temperature rises gradually from south to north. The highest temperatures, which experiences experiences in Karnataka in March, Madhya Pradesh in April, and Rajasthan in May. You can see this, the Karna in during the summer season where we find Bidar, Gulbarga, Yadgir, Raichur, Koppal, Bellary, Bijapur, Bagalkote. All these receives the heavy, receives the highest summer season where it is very hot. So now we will move on to the rainy season. The rainy season is also known as the southwest monsoon winds. The state of Karnataka in India has a bittersweet relationship with rains. While its regions of Malnad and coastal region receives copious amount of rainfall, its North Bailsime region in the Deccan Plateau is one of the most arid regions in the country. Most of the rains received in the state is during the monsoon season, being an agrarian economy with a large percentage of its citizens engaged in agriculture. The failure of rains can have a cripple effect on the economy of the state. Apart from the benefits in agriculture, the government of Karnataka has tried to avail the other benefits of rainfall using the scientific methods. An example of this is the project of rainwater harvesting in rural Karnataka, which is initiated by the Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology and is one of the largest rainwater harvesting projects in the world. Agumbe in the Agumbe in the Shumaga district receives the and the Amagon in Belgaum district, Hulikal again in Shumaga district, and Talakaveri in Madikeri are also known for the places of the highest rainfall in South India. Shumaga, where we are having Hassan, we are having Chikmagalur, where they get the highest rainfall. And out of this, the Amagon has received about 10,000 mm rainfall twice in 10 years. Agumbe and Hulikal in Shumaka district of Western Ghat region is considered as the Chirapunji of South India. But still some places in Western Ghats had resulted much more rainfall than these two villages. Amagon in Belgaum district recorded the magical number of 10,068 mm in the year 2010 children. See where we can see. This is where we are having the humid temperature. Humid, and this is the subhumid where we are having, and this is the semi-arid and the arid. So during this rainy season, this is also called as, when we tell it is also called as the southwest monsoon season. Why it is called as the southwest monsoon season here? Because the western Ghats, here the western Ghats, what it does, it checks the moisture laden which blowing from the Arabian Sea, resulting in the heavy rain. As it moves towards the eastward, the amount of rainfall, what happens children, it starts decreasing. So this is why, because the eastern Maidan is called as the rain shadow area. It is called as the rain shadow area. The Nayakanahatti near Chellikere in Chitradurga records the lowest rainfall. So here during this time what happens, the Karnataka receives only 80% of the rainfall during this season. Now we will move on to the period of retreating monsoons. So, this retreating monsoons is also known as the northeast monsoon season. Due to the decrease in the temperature, children, and increase in pressure, the winds blow from the northeast to the southwest. These winds are dry because they blow from the land. The winds which blow from Bay of Bengal bring a little rain to the districts of the southern Maidan. Due to the sorry children, due to the cyclones coming from the Bay of Bengal during November December, rainfall occurs during this season. we Thus Karnataka state receives only 12% of rainfall, and in this period the weather conditions, children, are uncertain. Now we will move on to the winter season. So, the winter season. During this season, the temperature, the humidity, and the rainfall are very low. The sky is clear, and the average temperature is between 25 degrees and 27 degrees Celsius. January is the month which records the lowest temperature. This is called the tourist month of the state. The minimum temperature recorded in Belgavi is 6.7 degrees Celsius. There is low temperature in the northern districts, that is Vijapura, Kalburgi, and Bidar. Rainfall during winter is minimum. Only 1% of the total rainfall is received during this time. There is a heavy fog occasionally early in the mornings. Now we will move on to the distribution of the rainfall, children. The Malnad and the coastal plains receive heavy rainfall. The eastern Maidans are the areas of low rainfall. Often, drought and floods occur due to the uneven and uncertain rainfall. So, with this, children, we finish up with the climate of Karnataka. In the next class, we will study soil, about the soils of Karnataka. Read the lesson, children. This is the homework. Thank you, children.